So inflation, this is the buzzword all around these days. So everywhere on the street, from to the Wall Street, to the bankers, to the politicians, everybody is talking about inflation. Yes, it's a great matter of concern because the inflation is hitting at its 40 years high. As you may be knowing, in the US, the latest inflation is 9.1%, and in India, the last month inflation recorded was 7.1%. So it is all-time high. It is highest level in the last 40 years. So what happens with inflation? The buying power of your money gets diminished. So whatever investment you are making, the return on the investment income comes down in the relative terms. So let's dive into and understand inflation. So inflation indicates rise in price of goods and services. So what are these goods and services? So there is a basket of goods and services which has been considered in the CPI index, that is the consumer price index. So inflation means the good prices of these goods and services are going up. So how does inflation affect the savings and investment? So suppose today you have invested 1 lakh of rupees, and after 5 years you are going to receive 2 lakh rupees. So what will happen is that by the time in that next 5 years, there will be an inflationary effect on your investment. So when you receive this 2 lakh rupees, the buying power of the 2 lakh rupees will be less than what is the buying power of 2 lakh rupees today. So whenever you are making an investment, it is important that you also take care of the inflationary factor in your investment returns and outcomes. So holding money in the saving account is not an intelligent thing because the returns on the saving account is not able to beat the inflation. So why have we landed in such type of situation where the inflation is at its 40 years high? Well, inflation is caused mainly due to the government fiscal and the monetary policies. So during the pandemic time, lot of loose fiscal policies had been taken by the central banks all around the world, which has diminished the value of the money. On the top of that, this ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has also contributed to the high inflation. So now you will see that the governments, the central bank will keep rising the interest rate to control this inflation. So how do we protect our investments, or what type of investment should we consider for such inflationary situation? Well, there are some investments which grows up, which can be adjusted with the growing inflation. So one good investment is investment in REIT, which is real estate investment trust, because these all trusts increase or adjust their lease rate as per the CPI index. There are other investments like some FMCG companies who are able to pass on the increase in the price to the consumers. So if you want to know more that what are the investment vehicles appropriate for such time, please subscribe below and we will keep sending you the various investment ideas.